Shortstop, third base?
Yeah.
Catcher?
I don't do catcher.
Ah, you said you did them all.
All the other ones.
My dad was a catcher. He was a small guy, and he would get beat up all the time and tell me stories about how his finger would get broken and those sorts of things. And for a brief period of time, I wanted to be a catcher, so I put the equipment on, but I didn't like getting beat up so bad. So I decided shortstop was the place for me.
And you did a good job.
And I also pitched, though. I mean, I almost had a career as a pitcher. I was drafted as a pitcher. So my advice to you would be keep playing, different positions and find which one you really like.
He just they started working on different things for us, like his batting. I noticed like his batting wasn't doing that well, so they told him like when his batting stance, his back foot, to turn it in more and stuff like that. And it's giving him a lot of power.
His front foot or his back foot?
No, his back foot. I'm picturing him, but I'm a lefty, so I'm doing it backwards. So.
Gotcha.
So his back foot, they told him to turn him in. He's hitting a lot better and stuff like that. And actually, we played his first All-Star game was last Saturday. They won 11-0, and he was playing left field the first inning. And he got 2 outs to make some nice catches. So he was quite the ball player.
Now, you're from Maine, is that
yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so do you start your season a little bit later in Maine, baseball?
No, it's just
weather
cold
break
and
pretty
weather.
good?
We just have to fight with the weather and hope for the best. And they got the Sea Dogs up there, which is the minor league for the Red Sox and stuff like that. So, but we get down to Fenway a couple times a year.
It's a cool stadium. I really like playing in that stadium.
Yeah.
It's a big green monster. Sometimes the green monster will make you happy when you pop the ball up the left and it will go in the net or down at the seats. Sometimes it make you really mad because you hit the ball straight on the line to carry out 400 and some feet, but the wall would stop it and it would be a single because left fielder would catch it off the wall and get it back in before we can get the second. So sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad.
Yeah, we're going to keep you right here.
So how are you enjoying life now?
I'm enjoying it very much.
Yeah.
You might be interested. I own a couple minor league teams. We own the Augusta Green Jackets and South Atlantic League. We own the Aberdeen Ironbirds and New York Penn League in Aberdeen. But we built 2 youth complexes. So we have one in Aberdeen, Maryland, is right next to our complex, and the Myrtle Beach has these great fields for kids. We actually have a Camden Yards in Aberdeen that if you think of the Camden Yards with a warehouse all the way this big and reduce it maybe 2/3 the size with the warehouse, that's what we have.
Oh wow.
And it's all for the 12 and under.
Yeah. He's in his 9 and under because of his age. He's in the 9 and under All-Star team, but he just turned 10 last month. So
Very good.
he's very excited.
What other sports do you like besides baseball?
Soccer and basketball.
It's the 2 sports I played too.
I was worried this year when this is the first time I made the All-Star team. He's going to practices every week and everything. And I asked him last week. I said, "You gonna be happy when baseball's over?" He goes, "No, I love baseball." So I was really happy. So I was like, at least he's not getting burnt out. And the coach is really good, and they're teaching him well, and doing a good job.
Do you have any questions for me? I might not have all the answers. But you might have questions.
He teaches a lot of kids on how to do different.
My dad was a player and a manager and a coach, and he stayed in baseball. So I had like an encyclopedia professional baseball dad to help me learn the game. But I went on and played 21 years, and so I learned a few things along the way. But what we're doing is we're passing a lot of that stuff on to anybody who'll listen.
That's what's been tough for me is like when I grew up, I was on the Little League team like 1 year. So now he's really into it. I don't have all that technical knowledge of. When we go out and we'll play on the front lawn and stuff, and he plays his brother and sister and baseball too. So we go on the front lawn and I just say hit the ball. So I don't know, keep your elbow here, keep it tucked in or whatever. So I try to depend on the coaches a lot because I don't have that the technique down. I can play okay, but as far as like teaching him, like to turn his foot in or to do whatever.
Sometimes it gets too technical. You might be better off not having
nothing all
because too many times you want to try to plant it all in the kid's head right from the beginning.
One of the coaches is like that.
And there's no way that the kids can receive all that information.
Yeah.
So it's better off just picking one thing at a time, have a build on it. Then they get to an age where technical things start to come into play. But he has good hand-eye coordination. Hits the ball pretty well now. You can see it.
Yeah.
There's very little tweaking that you have to do. There's a couple things that I would be aware of. Your grip allows you to unleash the power of your hands and your wrists and your forearms. So some kids grab the bat really tight and they line up these punching knuckles, these knuckles here, and it locks their wrist up. If you can get the bat in your fingers more and line up these knuckles here, you line those up and allow your wrist and your forearms to really start to swing together. Like you really want them to work as hinges. If they're like this, then they become straight, rigid, and it's only your arms that swing. So the grip is a good one to start with. And the other one is, how do you feel about hitting off a tee?
You like it or not?
Like hitting off a tee, most kids think it's babyish. You know, well, I can hit off a tee and the ball just sits there and I want someone to pitch to me. But a tee gives you a chance to practice on something called your weight shift. Not your weight shift going forward, but when you gather your energy, since the ball stays there, you can really practice transferring your weight like here, like you really load up so you can swing really hard. But in order to swing really hard, you do something like this. You got to really take your action back. So a tee allows you to get into a rhythm of just practicing, taking your leg up, swinging, and taking it up. Because pitchers try to mess with your timing, but a tee will allow you to work at your own pace. So a tee is a very valuable tool to learn how to get your energy back and go forward. So those two things right there, because kids always want to chase out after the ball.
Yeah.
And when you go out after the ball, you lose all your power. The key is to let the ball come to you and have the right timing. So those are two things that I would focus on at your age.
Kid, I think you ran over to the but you're look at back here.
None of us did that.